Welcome back. Broadway World describes it as a heartwarming story, graceful choreography, enchanting musical arrangements, while bizcommunity.com labelled it a sensational seasonal fare. The reviewers are referring to the Cape Town Ballet's latest production titled A Christmas Carol, The Story of Scrooge. Well, to tell us more about the production, which is currently on at the Artscape until the 22nd of December, we're joined by the CEO of Cape Town City Ballet, Debbie Turner. Debbie, a very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning. It's lovely to be with you.
Now, give us a background into A Christmas Carol, The Story of Scrooge, and what the inspiration behind this piece is.
Well, it was created by Veronica Paper in 1982, many years back, and it was revived in 2019, the Charles Dickens tale of the greedy Scrooge who's always counting his money and not being very generous with people. And he's visited by a ghost of his ex-business partner who tells him that if he doesn't mend his ways, he's going to land up not living a very happy life. And Scrooge is visited by a number of Christmas spirits that aid his journey to being more generous, and it lands up in a very happy Christmas feast with him sharing his money with all the people in his town and the young children. And there's a wonderful scene of Christmas puddings, human Christmas puddings and crackers and mince pies and things. So the music is very jolly and uplifting, and I think it's what we all need at this time of the year, and especially after the last year that we've all walked through. And it's just a wonderful, beautiful ballet, very joyful Christmas spirit.
What is it about the story of Scrooge that resonates with so many of us?
Well, it's really about taking what you have and sharing that with everybody that you can, about generosity and about the human spirit of generosity and sharing and giving what you have and sharing it with somebody that's less fortunate than you. And so that's the lesson. And I think what is wonderful is that we have 24 children in the cast across 3 groups of children. So 8 for because it's a lot of performances for children. And it's wonderful how the children, as you can see in the picture, participate in and are included in this story, and how they are learning through ballet the moral of the story of life, about sharing what you have with others.
Okay, and what themes or subjects are explored in The Christmas Carol, The Story of Scrooge?
Well, it's the triumph of, I suppose, I don't want to say evil, but it is the triumph of greediness, or the triumph of generosity over greediness. Sorry, it's early in the morning.
It's understandable.
The triumph of generosity over greediness is really the moral of the story.
Okay. And what has stood out for you about this particular production, and what kind of challenges have come with staging it?
Well, what has stood out for me is always is the joy of the children that are participating, and how wonderful the professional dancers are with the children, how they are the role models for young dancers who would possibly like to dance as a profession. But obviously that has come with its challenges of the world that we live in, with this pandemic, dare we say the word again, and about managing the safety of the cast and the crew and our audiences, which of course, along with our partner Artscape, we take extremely seriously and are managing day by day and hour by hour.
Now, Debbie, speak to us about the dancers and what has made them a cut above the rest.
Well, dancers start training at a very young age, and from about sort of 6, maybe as young as that. Also, dancers sometimes come a little bit later to dance, 11, 12, but they spend hours and hours and hours of their lives dedicated to becoming a professional athlete, an artistic professional athlete, which is really what they are. And so the age range of the dancers is from, recently graduated from a college, sort of 21 to 35, which is your average age for a artistic athlete. And the hours are long when most people are having fun well, they're having fun, but when they're in a restaurant and they're on the stage and they're working really after hours all the time. So that's the life we all choose, and we love it. Lights, camera, action. The curtain goes up, and it's what makes us get up in the morning. So it's a choice. It's a wonderful choice.
And now take us through the costumes and why this was such an integral part of this production.
Well, they were created by a wonderful South African designer by the name of Peter Cazalet, who's designed many of our productions. And it was built, as I said, in 1982. And the costumes, are very, very well preserved in theatrical spaces. They sit in special wardrobes, and they're very well taken care of. And the creation is obviously from the Victorian period. And besides the Christmas mince pies and things that take a bit of a hammering, those costumes that you see in the pictures are right from 1982. And Peter is a long-time collaborator with us.
From 1982, and they still, in the same condition as they were.
Yes, yes, they are. I mean, obviously, some of the fabrics are a little bit more delicate than others, and we have a hive of wardrobe ladies, like wardrobe fairies, that make sure that everything is always fixed, that the hooks and eyes are always in good repair. And yes, there's so many jobs in the arts and in the performing arts that are behind the scenes. So yes, they go back that long, and we take very special care of all of our costumes, led by a man by the name of Mervyn Williams, who's been with the company for 35 years as a young man. As a dancer, and now he looks after our wardrobe manager. He's our wardrobe manager, and he also actually plays some of the character roles in the performances of A Christmas Carol. He plays various characters.
Jeez, man, and what has the response been from the public since you started on the 9th?
Well, in actual fact, we didn't open on the 9th because of a COVID case in the company. So we had to take a short hiatus and keep everybody safe. So we actually opened yesterday. The performances are all sold out, but we do have a rerun for a week in January, opening on the 19th. And those tickets will be for sale early next week. So we're really grateful to be able to have some extra performances so that our patrons that had tickets for the cancelled performances don't lose out.
Gosh, this is one performance to look forward to. Thank you so much for joining us, Debbie.
Thank you. A pleasure to be here.